Hi folks, and welcome to yet another Friday, December 17th, 2021, and this is Cord Cutting Weekly, the show where we wrap up the past week in cord cutting and streaming news. And this week we've got a wide variety of topics to talk about, including another pending Carriage deal expiration date, this time between Google and Disney. But first, naturally, if you haven't done so already, please do take a second to consider clicking on those like and subscribe buttons down below. Both of those really do help us out a ton, and they're a great way to support our channel. And real quickly, for anyone that's joining us for the first time this week, just a quick heads up. For all of the stories we're about to discuss here, you'll find links to those stories included down below in the video description. And those links will bring you on over to our news website, cordcuttersnews.com, where you can stay up to date on all things streaming 24/7. And now, with all of that laid out, let's dive straight into the news, starting with the latest between Google and Disney. Well, another week, another carriage dispute. This time, the conflict involves Google and Disney. So Google, via its YouTube TV live TV streaming service, has warned that it could lose several key Disney-owned stations if the two sides can't reach a deal before a December 17th deadline. And yes, we're publishing this video on December 17th, which puts us in a fun position. So as of the recording of this video, the two sides have not come to an agreement just yet. At stake are channels like Disney, naturally, as well as ESPN and many local ABC stations. And if YouTube TV does lose out on those channels, Google said it would reduce its monthly rate from $64.99 down to $49.99. We'll continue monitoring the situation, of course, and if any updates trickle out on the 17th, we'll be sure to update the video description down below, as well as the comments section with links to our latest story. Moving on, here's something we do know for sure at this point. DIRECTV Stream is raising its prices on certain plans after the new year, and it's been sending notices out to customers pointing to an effective date of January 23rd, 2022. Now, this price hike affects current and grandfathered plans, and DIRECTV is citing increased programming costs as the main driver for the price increase. As for how much of an increase to expect, well, that depends on the plan and whether or not your particular package was grandfathered in. So the DIRECTV Stream Entertainment Package price will remain as is. However, the Choice Package will jump by $5 per month, while the Ultimate and Premier packages will increase by $10 per month. Those of you with grandfathered plans may also see price hikes, including an increase of $4 per month on Optimo Moss plans. Entertainment plans will increase by $5 and Choice packages raised by $7. The Extra plan will also jump by $8, and several other plans, including the Ultimate, Premier, and Plus without HBO Max, will all increase by $10. You can see more pricing details in our full post link down below in the video description, so heads up to any DIRECTV Stream users out there, your monthly bill may be changing starting next month. Next up, we've got a PSA of sorts. So over the past few days, several tech news sites have been reminding readers about the intricacies of HDMI 2.1. For a refresher, that's the latest HDMI interface standard, and it more than doubles the potential bandwidth to 48 gigabits per second. And that allows for some nifty things like 4K video at 120 frames per second and a host of other features. However, we've started seeing displays with HDMI 2.1 ports on board, but few, if any, of those advanced features like auto low latency mode and variable refresh rate. Well, TFT Central reached out to HDMI.org for some clarification on what it means to boast a product that supports HDMI 2.1. And the HDMI group reminded them that just because a given product has an HDMI 2.1 port on board, that doesn't necessarily guarantee that the TV or monitor will automatically support all those fancy features. If it does, it'll also need to say so on a feature-by-feature basis. In other words, not all displays with HDMI 2.1 inputs will necessarily support all the advanced features that the new standard allows for. So if you're shopping around for a new TV or computer monitor and HDMI 2.1 support is among your must-haves, be sure to double-check the spec sheet to ensure that any specific features you're interested in are in fact supported. Now, to be clear, none of this is technically news per se. Coverage really spiked because we are starting to see more and more HDMI 2.1 ports on more devices, but it's still a good chance to remind folks to keep a close eye on those supported features. And speaking of HDMI 2.1, we talk about the new standard in our latest video deep dive, where we round up some of our top predictions for the upcoming CES 2022. So if you're curious what we're hoping to see at the big Consumer Electronics Show in January, definitely give that video a look. In addition to HDMI 2.1, we also discuss other emerging standards like ATSC 3.0, otherwise known as NextGen TV, and the rise of products aimed at making the work-from-home life more pleasant. And you can check that out via the link included down below in the video description. In sports news, we're hearing reports that several companies have expressed interest in acquiring streaming rights to Major League Soccer, and that group reportedly includes companies like Apple, Amazon, Viacom CBS, Warner Media, Univision, and Disney. The most recent MLS Cup match between the Portland Timbers and New York City Football Club pulled in over 1 million viewers, and the league is apparently looking to score a new media deal as interest in the MLS grows. Of course, we've already seen streaming services lock up rights to sports broadcast, including Prime Video becoming the new home for Thursday night American football. Meanwhile, Premier League Soccer is available over on Peacock. But for MLS fans out there, where would you like to see those games streamed? Prime Video, Apple TV+, ESPN+? Be sure to sound off in the comment section down below. Speaking of Apple, recent software updates have opened up the company's new SharePlay feature to the Disney Plus streaming service. SharePlay is Apple's take on the virtual watch party feature we've seen take off during the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, Disney Plus already has its own group watch feature, but the new SharePlay support allows users to use FaceTime to stay in touch with each other while watching the same content and doing other things like working or surfing the internet. To start using SharePlay, you'll need to initiate a FaceTime call and then open up the Disney Plus app. You should see a notification that the SharePlay feature is available, and at that point, you and your friends and family can start watching, say, Hawkeye or Bluey together. And if you do try the feature out, let us know what you think of the SharePlay experience in the comment section down below. Next, a heads up for folks who own certain TCL TVs running Google TV. The Verge recently reported that Best Buy has stopped selling TCL 6 series with Google TV and 5 series with Google TV. The move follows multiple reports of sluggish and buggy performance. We reached out to TCL and they responded to say, quote, TCL is committed to delivering premium products with world-class experiences, and the new product featuring Google TV is certainly no different. However, it has come to our attention that some are facing challenges with the stability of the user interface featured on TCL sets with Google TV. The company spokesperson went on to say TCL is working on software updates to improve the experience, and current users should expect updates to roll in over the coming weeks. TCL also said it expects both models to return to Best Buy store shelves soon. In the meantime, the TCL support page has a banner up top alerting users to the issue, and you can search for new updates via the link in our post included down below in the video description. And so there you go. Those were some of the top headlines from the past week, and as we usually say at this point, thank you all for watching. And again, if you haven't done so already, please do consider clicking on those like and subscribe buttons down below. They are a tremendous help to our channel, and they help signal to YouTube that it should continue recommending our content to more and more people. For now, though, my name is Philip Palermo, and I thank you all again for tuning in. I hope you all have a safe and enjoyable weekend, and we'll see you next time. Take care.